What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. So I get people that hire me not just for weight loss, fat loss, muscle gain, but some of them for performance enhancement. They want to learn how to train to be better at their sport, and I'm not really into that. That's not my thing. I don't do athletic training. I don't train people to be better football players or better basketball players or anything like that. I usually hand them off to another trainer. But I get a lot of guys that are into MMA. And now some of them, they want to compete. They want to do shows. They want to do physique. They want to do bodybuilding. And, this was an interesting, question that someone who wanted to hire me asked. And he said, I don't have any cardio equipment at home, but I have a heavy bag. And what I do is I do heavy bag work. That's my cardio. And I wrote him back and said, hey, that's all great, but that's not going to be your cardio. If you train with me, that's not going to be your cardio. So if that's, he went on to tell me how great it is and how I should trust him. And he knows. And I'm like, well, why are you hiring me if you already have the key and you already know how to do shit? You're coming to me because you can't get it done. So if that bag work was your cardio and getting it done, you'd already be lean. You wouldn't be coming to me. But that's not the case. Now, why? Now, here's the kicker. Now, most people, they think as long as you're exercising, you're burning calories, and that's all it is. They don't care. Nobody ever really stops, not that I say nobody, but not many people really stop to think about the energy reserves and the way that your body replenishes these things and how it taps into different things and the hormonal response during the training that you're doing. Now, if you're hitting the bag for 35, 40 minutes, the impact on that bag, first of all, is causing a hell of a lot more impact than it would anywhere else in your body. Now, those joints, you're going to get cortisol secretion for those joints. You're going to have inflammation of your joints from banging on the freaking bag. Okay, that's one bad thing as far as I'm concerned. Second of all, if you're hitting a bag for 30 minutes, quote-unquote, nonstop, that's bullshit. So first of all, you stop. When you stop, your energy reserves start to replenish themselves again. Okay, so you go right back to the ATP, the whole crap cycle. Everything happens again. So it's not like you're continuing to produce energy. You're not producing energy at that point for explosive movements. You're actually recovering. So now you're recovering in between. So technically, that's not cardio, okay? Now, as you start to go, you get more cardiovascularly fit. Now, that's true. You do build up the stamina, and that's what they do it for. They build up the stamina, but there's no way to continue a progression on heavy bag work. As you're hitting that bag, let's say you start out 5 minutes and you're hitting the bag, bang, 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 you're hitting the bag, you're hitting the bag, you're hitting the bag. 3 minutes comes, your arms are getting tired, your shoulders are getting tired. You keep hitting, you're stopping a little bit more. Your punches don't have as much snap to them. You're not putting out as much effort as you were 5 minutes before. And there's no way to keep you doing that. If you're on an elliptical or a treadmill and you set the speed to 5.0, that's where you're at, and you have to keep up with it. It's very easy to look at that and say, I need to keep up on 5.0. It's trackable. And then okay, to progress, where do I go? 5.3, 5.4, 5.5. That's how you progress. How would you progress the bag work? I guarantee by 30 minutes into the bag work, you're putting out, I'd say, 50% less energy output than you were in the beginning. There's no way. Your body just cannot recover like that. And the farther you push it, the higher your cortisol levels are going to go. And the less quote-unquote fat burning, and the more that's going to actually burn muscle tissue and whatever carbohydrates you got, and it's going to make glucose via gluconeogenesis because it needs it faster like that. It is overall a worse way to do cardio than anything else. Boxers, we see them doing all this boxing. Why the fuck do you think they run? Their bodies can't keep taking all. Why don't they just, if the heavy bag was better, instead of running all these miles and road miles, why don't they just keep fucking hitting the heavy bag? Wouldn't it work the same? No, you have to add that in. Why the body needs to recover. It's not the same. You have to have combinations of different types of cardio to get different types of effects. And, I get it. There's a lot of people like, oh, I'm working hard, I'm sweating, I'm burning fat. That's not true. Okay, you could be burning fucking 100% muscle. You could be burning a combination of protein, carbs, fat, muscle. You could be burning all kinds of combinations. But I guarantee you that if you get on a fucking elliptical, or you get on a treadmill, or you get on a stair mill, you get on something like that, you're going to see better results faster. Okay, it's not about calorie burning. It's about better results faster, lose less muscle, retain more muscle, and burn more fat, doing that as a progression to get yourself to where you want to go than hitting the heavy bag. Like I said, if you guys want to hit the heavy bag, by all means, go out there and do it. But like I said, you wouldn't be contacting me if it was working. So, be aware that, not everything cardio or training-wise is equal. You don't go in the gym and just because you do a bench press, your chest is going to grow. That's not true. You got to bench press the right way. You got to use your pecs. You got to contract them. You got to make the muscle you got to flip the switch on the muscle to cause muscle growth. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Just because you walked in the gym and did a bench press doesn't mean you're going to grow. So at this point, like I said, it's MMA to me is a sport. It's not, of course it's a sport. It's a different sport other than bodybuilding. It's hard to mix the two. And if you're going to go from being an MMA fighter into a bodybuilder, it's probably best to leave that MMA stuff alone for a while and concentrate on bodybuilding. You wouldn't be a very good MMA fighter if you were concentrating on a bodybuilding, trying to do that. Trust me, it doesn't work. We've seen it over and over again. These guys get their blocks knocked off because they fucking have no clue what they're doing. They gas out because they haven't trained right. They're training like bodybuilders. Biowestertraining@gmail.com. Leave the comments down below, but don't fight. www.biowestertraining.com is the blog, and where heavy bag work is not cardio bicep, and we're out.